to be great. You got to work at it, right?
What up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy, MacDaGiantsFan, and this is the True Blue Aftermath. First and foremost, what's going on to my guy in the chat? No mess, no nest, no jets. What is going on, bro? Always good to see you. Always good to see you, man. Look, man, this is just a good old-fashioned ass kicking right here, man. Yes, indeedy. Good old-fashioned ass whooping, what you call this game right here, man. Final score, what was it? Don't let that shit fool you, man. Don't let it wasn't even as close as the final score it would indicate to you that it might have been, man. This game, this New England Patriots team came out here and just took it right to the New York Giants and set the tone immediately. And I feel like they just straight up punked the New York Giants right from the door. Christian Ellis in the first half of this football game, intimidating hits, laying the lumber. And yeah, just set the tone for this New England Patriots defense, and as well on special teams, making noise as well on special teams as well. Just craziness, man. Nobody on the New York Giants got a receipt. I mean, like I said, nothing Christian Ellis did was illegal. It was all it was all clean football. Whether you like it, don't like it. I mean, thought he was putting a little extra sauce on them. You know what I mean? Hey, so be it. It's football. But you had every opportunity to go out there and get some receipts. Nobody did that. Nobody rose to that occasion and stepped up and just show you got a little fight in you like that. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, I ain't talking about go out there and play dirty, do nothing illegal. Go out there and get a little receipt. Because they was definitely putting some extra sauce on every hit. They came out with a purpose. They came out there with a purpose, and you went out there and just, like I said, you just, once again, this ain't it, man. This ain't it. Just out, like I said, straight up. Abdul Carter suspended for the first quarter, apparently. Whole entire first quarter, did not take a snap either one of the first two defensive possessions in this football game, which were both in the first quarter. It did not come out until the second quarter, the first possession of the second quarter, where he finally recorded his first full sack of the season. Congratulations, Abdul Carter. You finally got a sack, for whatever that's worth. Look, that's a mystery. Once again, nobody knows what's behind this first quarter suspension of him, first quarter benching. Obviously, New York Giants are just saying it was a coaching decision, and they're leaving it at that, keeping it tight to the vest like that. We don't know. I don't know the details of why Abdul Carter didn't play the entire first quarter, but look, whatever, man. I don't think that would have really had any kind of real difference on this football game. But things that did have a difference on this football game, New York Giants did get back in this. At one point, looked like they seriously were about to get back in this football game, and there were plays to be made. And once again, plays weren't made. Theo Johnson, you got to come down with that in the end zone, man. You've been playing good football the last few weeks of this season, man. You came out here today and you gave us a little bit more of what we saw early on in the year, man. You got to secure that football in the end zone for your quarterback. Put it right there, man. It wasn't some great play the defender made. He was in position, I'll give the defender the fact that he was in position, but he made no play on that football. That ball went right through your hands, young man. You got to make those catches. We are not good enough of a football team to not make plays like that when they're there to be made. You have to make those plays. You can't squander those opportunities. And then to just put the icing on the cake to all of that, we didn't bring the kicker out. And this is the kind of shit that only can happen to the New York Giants, where he just sticks his damn foot in the ground and drags his foot across the ground and can't get the damn kickoff for the field goal attempt. So then, and that really were just, any opportunity we had to be back in this football game legitimately, it was right there in that moment. It was right there in that little transitional plays right there that just completely, the wheels fell off at that point. That was the moment the wheels fell completely off the bus. That was it. Patriots never looked back, obviously, and they just had their way from that moment on, point blank and period. That was the only moment that we had an actual chance to be back in the football game. And then that weird chain of events, the kind of shit that can only seem to happen to the New York Giants. Stuff the Theo Johnson drop in the end zone, the weird Young Wei Koo botched field goal attempt. Then Gunnar Olszewski getting absolutely laid out, and he is now officially has been announced that he is in a concussion protocol. Had to wait and see what's going on with Tyrone Tracy as he got carted off the field late in the game as well. This New York Giant team is the walking wounded. I mean, it's guys out there at this point. I don't even know who these guys are or where they're getting them from. But at this point, it just doesn't matter. This team is just bad, and it's bad, all bad, man. Jackson Dart, you can see at one point that on that situation, was it late in the first half? Yeah, right there, late in the first half, right? Yeah, and when Mike Kafka elected to punt the ball back to the Patriots with a minute and something left on the clock, instead of going for it on like 4th and 2 when we're down. I can't even remember what the score was at that point, but we were down a couple of scores for sure. Game was definitely getting away from us, and you punted the ball back to him. You can see the look of disgust on Jackson Dart's face in that moment, like wondering why the hell are we just punting the ball back to these guys? This kid wants to compete. I know people want us to tell him about protecting yourself and this, that, and the other. Took another big hit on the sideline. I was mentioning earlier, Christian Ellis was laying the lumber out there tonight. Look, I'm kind of just on the side of the kid plays football the way the kid plays football, man. He gonna learn. You gotta live and die by it, man. The kid, he makes plays, but you can't. It's hard for you just to completely alter the way you play the game. It's hard. He's gonna have to figure it out over time. But right now, I just want to see this kid continue to do what he does and be the dynamic playmaker that he's able to be, man. Once again tonight, not getting a whole lot of help tonight from his playmakers. Like I said, Theo Johnson with a couple of drops on the night. And just guys just not getting open. I mean, look at the 2-point conversion. Look at the play Jackson Dart makes on that two. How long he kept that play alive until finally Darius Slayton was able to give him somewhere to throw the football. Like, I'm sitting there watching that play develop. I'm like, he's like, somebody get open. Like, Jesus. Jackson Dart's running around keeping this play alive. It's like it took forever for anybody to get open. I mean, that's the things I'm talking about with this football team, man. We don't got those dogs out here right now, man. All our dogs is on the sideline right now. They all sideline. They all injured. They all broke up. Jackson Dart out there, man, doing it on his own pretty much, man. Trying his best to carry this football team. But I mean, you only do what you can do, man. I mean, sure, Wandale made a few catches today again, but like you said, you had that huge game down in Detroit, and then here we come again back and you get like the regular Wandale Robinson. That's what it is. That's what it is with this guy, man. That's who he is. Now he's not a guy you can just depend on week in and week out to do the kind of things you saw him do in Detroit last week. Which is not what you're gonna get. You got to be able to accept that with a guy like that. I think he's still a pretty good player. I'm good, but he just can't be the guy. That's just not what it is with him, man. Posting the Debo back. He was looked pretty solid in coverage throughout the night. I'll give him that. He looked He looked pretty solid in coverage. But no impact plays really made. No impact plays made by this defense. No turnovers committed. Forced once again. Just a little more aggressive. I will say they were a little more aggressive than what we're used to seeing as far as some of the blitzes and stuff we saw. But still was unsuccessful, man. Drake May just carved his defense up. That's why he's an MVP candidate right now. You heard the MVP chants all through the night, man. Drake May was serving the New York Giants up, man. Kid was ice cold, man. Ice cold, bro. He was cold, man. Whew! Cold as ice, man. Mm-mm-mm. We had no answer for what Drake May was doing, man. And the fact that he also does have that ability to break you down with his legs as well. That one play, that was dynamic, getting around that edge and outrunning Abdul Carter to be able to pick up that first down. I mean, it's the things like that, man. It's plays like that that New England, man. They're happy they got their guy, man. They absolutely know they got their guy, and he's out there balling for this team, man. This team, hopefully, in our fantasy world that we like to live in, the New York Giants can learn something from a football team like this and take, you know, take the blueprint they've laid out, man, because this is like something just as a similar situation. Kind of. I mean, New England wasn't as bad as the Giants are right now last year, a season ago. They weren't quite this bad, but they were bad. They weren't a good football team. And the way they were able to turn it around this season, you look same thing at like a team like Chicago right now. You're looking at a couple of the best teams in the league right now. Two of the three, these two teams between Chicago and New England, two of the top three teams in the entire league right now. It's crazy work to think about that shit. You think about it like that, craziness that these teams are leading the way. I mean, they're the top teams in New England, the top team in the AFC. The Bears, the top team in the NFC. That is just it's just crazy to think about right now. And these were both losing football teams a season ago. New coaches, some new pieces around their franchise quarterbacks, and away they go. Blueprint laid, man. Follow, follow, follow those. Follow what works. 'Cause that's what the New York Giants need, man. Right now, they need a coach that knows what he's doing up in here. Mike Kafka, like I said, I'm not going to just totally hate on the job you've done over the course of the last few weeks, but let's face it, man. You ain't gonna be the next head coach of the New York Football Giants, man. Audition over. So now it's just not matter. You just finishing up the season. Audition is over. You will. You're definitely not going to be the next head coach of the New York Football Giants. Got to get a real leader in there, man. Somebody that can come and right this ship. Somebody that comes in with automatic credibility, automatic respect. Because this is this is just this. I can't. You can't keep watching what we're seeing right now from this football team. You can't just keep watching. You can't continue to watch them continue to go down this same path, man. Special teams absolutely abysmal tonight. Absolutely abysmal. Give up that big punt return in the first quarter, turn around and miscue on the field goal attempt from Young Wade Koo, and then I mean, unfortunately, Gunner just getting blown up the way he did, and also resulting in a fumble and a turnover on that play, man. I mean, look, they got to go in that kind of direction, though, Mets, man. It was good with you too, bro. They got to go in a direction like that. They got to. I mean, it's got to be somebody with some kind of credibility, somebody with how the youngsters say it, street cred. They got to get somebody like that, man. It has to be somebody that already has league wide respect. So Mike McCarthy, to me, would be a top candidate. You know what I mean? Yeah, they did. I was talking about that. Like I said, they came out. It was they clearly had an agenda, man, and that was to make the Giants know that they understand they was out there. They was laying that lumber, man. Like I said, a little extra sauce on everything. and that's why I was upset with the Giants a bit because I'm like, nobody's out there, like nobody's getting no receipts, man. Nobody out there, like a couple opportunities we had to lay motherfuckers out, man, and we wasn't doing it. A couple of times we had a couple opportunities to lay a couple out, and like I said, because nothing the Patriots did, as much as we can kind of a little bit like a little bit of head hunting, but it was technically all legal within the ramifications of the rules, and that's all I'm asking for is us to go out there and do a little bit, get them a little bit of the same. You know what I mean? We had a couple opportunities to, and we wasn't doing it. Like I said, we had an opportunity to get a shot on Drake May late, right in that game, at a point in time where he probably shouldn't even have still been in the damn game any goddamn way, let alone running the football. And we had an opportunity to lay one on him then, and we didn't take advantage of that opportunity either. I'm not saying go out there and try to hurt somebody. I'm just saying let a motherfucker know you there. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Because that's what they was doing. Christian Ellis put one on Jackson Dart on the sideline, pretty much kind of nearly damn near launched at him on that play. That's because he was wanting to make sure Jackson Dart felt his ass. And he, like I said, enough said about what he did to Gunnar Olszewski. Poor Gunner's in concussion protocol now because of the hit that Ellis put on him on that kickoff return. So it's to me, that's what bothered me about it a little bit. It just the Patriots came out there very physical, and we didn't match their physical. We didn't match their physical. We allowed them to just, like I said earlier, punk the shit out of us, basically. That's what they did. But yeah, like I said, they was getting after it. They had hunting. They was definitely getting after it. But it was all legal. Nothing they did was dirty. I can't make an argument that anything they did was dirty. Nothing was dirty. It was all legit. Yeah, it was bad. Soft, man. Yeah. That's what was disappointing to me about this game is that nobody got there was no retribution in any way, shape, or form. Like I said, I'm not talking about dirty shit. I'm talking about get it back the same way they was getting it from you. Legal, but physical. And it just nothing happened. I mean, they laid Gunner out, man. They took your boy out, put him out. And nobody's like nothing. We still just going pussyfoot around with these cats. Like I said, it was one play. Max Hollins came right across on a little crossing route or something real quick. It looked like, and I mean, opportunities just could have just dug into his ass. But no, we just gonna bump him a little bit. Like, give me a break, man. O-line is rough. They had a rough night overall. I would say too. I didn't, especially. I mean, they got it going a little bit later on. They was able to finally get the ball, running the ball a little bit. Jackson Dart's protection wasn't exactly stellar. I mean, it was wasn't their best night. It wasn't overall. I still wouldn't rate it overall terrible, but it wasn't definitely wasn't spectacular either by no means. Why were the Giants helping on AT? I don't know. It's a good question. Hope somebody has an answer for that because I damn sure don't. And yeah, it's just bad, man. Once again, this is another bad loss. I mean, Singletary ran hard, definitely did, made some big plays tonight. He was you know, I'm not mad. I like Singletary. I like what he brings to the table. Obviously, his veteran presence he brings to the running back room, and depending on what's going on with Tyrone Tracy, it's like Singletary's going to be our RB1 for the foreseeable future. So we don't know until we get find out what's going on for Tyrone Tracy. So look, hits keep coming, man. This team is just definitely ass. You're right. Joe definitely got to go. They all got to go. Everybody got to go. They all got to go. I agree. I don't know. They really don't like Turbo Miller too much, man. I don't know. They brought Eric Gray back up. I had him back out there. I guess I think he was out there again tonight too. I mean, I didn't see him on the field, but I think he was out. He might have been out. No, then again, I don't know because he probably would have been on special teams on kick return after Gunner went down. So I don't know if Eric Gray was out there, but he was out there last week. So so I don't know. Maybe they just don't. Maybe there's something about Turbo they just don't really like or don't trust as far as on the main roster and putting them in actual regular season games. I don't know. I have no answer for that either. At this point, what's the worst that can happen? Get a kid a shot. Maybe he surprise you. But I mean, yeah. Look, we already know what Banks is, man. I already told you how I've told you how I felt what I felt about Banks at this point. At this point, it's time to just swallow it. You know what I mean? Cut your losses, and if you're gonna keep him around, he's just make him turn him into maybe a badass special teams player for you. Because at this point, he's just not giving you nothing on defense. I mean, I saw him on the field a couple of times, but definitely not making plays. So, like I said, I said what I feel the way I feel about this kid. If you're gonna keep him around, I feel like he only gives us value on special teams at this point. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I was expecting to see a better effort tonight than what we got. I obviously didn't expect us to win. You know what I mean? I picked us to lose anyway. Didn't expect us to come out here and get a W, but I expected to see a better effort than what we saw, man. It was weak, man. No energy was low, came out the box kind of sluggish. I didn't like that. I think Kafka was very, very conservative at certain points in this game, where I think Kafka as a play caller was very, very conservative. I think that I like the one touchdown drive, the one where Singletary scored, capped it off, and scored on the big run. On that drive, I love the way we pounded the ball right down the face of New England. You know what I mean? Right down their fucking throat, right down the field. I love the way we did that, inserted our will on that drive. And then you come back, then we get a stop on defense, get the ball back, and then you come out there, and it's like 1st and 10. You got them set up now. You that last drive. You set that ass up for this moment right here, and you go out there and all you do is turn around and do the obvious again. And they were ready for it this time. They were sold out against the run on that first down play, and like that was an opportunity right there where you pull that thing back and let your quarterback make a play, man, and maybe can find something down the field. Who knows? That was an opportunity, I think, for a big play. You use the play action game and use it to your advantage. That's what you did when you on that last drive. You set them up for that moment right there. And that was an opportunity I think that was squandered and wasted. That's just what I see as a football, fan, my football, what I know about the game, how I know the way I knew that they weren't the way when you embarrass a team the way we did on that drive, the way we ran the ball down their throat, they were not going to allow you to come right back out on the field and pose that kind of will again. They were going to do whatever they had, it took to make sure you didn't do that again. That's all, man. And that was an opportunity where you had on that particular play, you had an opportunity because they sold out on the run on that play. They sold out and they jammed Tyrone Tracy's ass right up in the backfield, and he didn't even have a chance on that play. That's what I mean. If you play action that and have Jackson Dart hit somebody gets open down the field real quick, pops open down the field, it could have been a wrap, man. Uh Said I'm glad Dart got these reps. Jameis should have started. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, Dart should start in quarterback at this point. I mean, he's healthy to play. You play your starter. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's kind of the way it goes, man. You went out to watch this game, no Mets, man. Proof. Yeah, that was a tough one, man. Tough one, bro. But yeah, I just think there was, like I said, when I talk about the conservative play call, that's what I mean about him getting a little conservative. I mean, Jackson Dart, to me, he's dynamic, man. You got to sometimes entrust in him a little bit more with the football in certain moments of this game. And I think uh, we just didn't really capitalize on that as well and really unlock. I do like the way I feel like we dialed him in a little bit though, and did kind of, I think kind of reading the way this game was going, the way the Patriots was, like I said, the Patriots is coming out laying the licks, man. I feel like somebody. I feel like they probably did dial dart in a little bit. Like, look, man, we're gonna really try to, make kind of minimize your running right now because once you're a runner, you're not protected anymore, obviously. And they was getting after it. I mean, they was getting after it. And even watching Dart run those last couple of times, he would take off with the football, and how he was making sure he was getting down. So I will say, even if you watch through the game, he did kind of, progressively understand, like, look, I gotta do better protecting myself. You said you only said that because Dart didn't look like he was free to be what he saw. What do you mean? He said that he didn't look like he was free to be what he saw. Hmm. Not sure exactly what you mean, bro. But it's also kind of late, and I'm kind of tired, and I got an early start in the morning as well. But, but yeah, this New York Giant team disappointing once again, and in defeat. This time the Giants were not in this football game. They were never truly in this football game, and this was not one that they just squandered in the fourth quarter. This was one that they squandered right from the door immediately, right from the gate. Lost in all phases of the game. Okay, I got you. I got you. I mean, I can agree with that a little bit. He did look like there was something a little bit off, but I just feel like he was still out there making plays. Like I said, he was still putting the ball a lot of where it needed to be most of the time. Man, couple questionable throws. Obviously, got away with a couple of bad throws that could have been picked off, but they weren't. And but for the most part, I do see what you mean. I think one thing that was definitely different about his game tonight was the running. He did play a lot. He did play a lot more conservative. He ran the ball more conservatively. I feel like he didn't not I did only saw I can only remember like maybe one or two maybe actual design runs for Dart in this game. So that's been a lot different than what we're used to, have grown accustomed to when Brian Daboll was head coach still. Uh, I mean, yeah, I don't. I'm trying not to really beat him up too bad because he's played so well the last few weeks, and then he came back kind of looking like what we've seen earlier in the year of him. Today against once again tonight. Yes, like I said, would I like him to grab that touchdown catch? Yes, he needed to catch that. I mean, that's just a play he has to make. Have to make those plays. Those are the plays you have to make. A quarterback put it out there for you, man. He put it up there for you, and your hands were the only hands that touched that football. Nobody, the defender's hands never got a hand on it. He was in good position, but he still never saw the football, never got a hand on the football. You got to make those plays, Theo Johnson. That right there, you make that catch right there. That score is now 14-17 at that moment. That turns the score. Well, if we got the extra point successful, which after that field goal attempt, who knows what might have happened. But hypothetically, we catch that football and we get the extra point. It's 14-17 at that moment. That changes the complexion of the football game. That would have changed the complexion of the football game. But like I said, what we got was the most unusual, only New York Giant like chain of events. Only the shit that can happen to the New York Giants is what we got in that moment. How the game just completely turned around, flipped upside down, man. So here we are. 2-11 going into the bye week. 2-11. Yeah, so yeah. Exactly. So now you get to go to your bye week and have a week off and sit back and fester and think about this ass whooping you just took. Yeah, it was all like I said. All three phases of the football tonight, the New York Giants were defeated in all three phases. Point blank and period. Did not look particularly good in any phase of this game. Not offensively, not defensively, not special teams. It was just all bad football all across the board. Bad football all across the board. Terrible, terrible. Like I said, that botched field goal. Like I watched football for a lot of years, and I have never ever seen a kicker do that before, ever. Never once have I seen that happen to a kicker. That shit can only happen to a kicker for the New York Giants. That's all. That can't happen. That can happen for nobody else. Only the New York Giants. Hopefully, no more for the next season plus. I hope we get a schedule next year where we're not on prime time next year, but I know that's obviously not going to be the case. But because I can't even remember what it was, but they showed the New York Giants record on Monday Night Football overall. Oh my God, it is absolutely pathetic. It is terrible. They need to never put that up on the screen ever again. It was bad. I can't. It was so bad I forgot what it was, but it was bad, 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 bad. Um, and here we are, guys. I'm about to wrap this up and get ready to get some shut eye because I do got an early morning, early in work tomorrow. And I think I've talked about this team enough for one night. Probably gave them more energy than I needed, than I should have, more than they deserve. I just gave them more energy than they gave us tonight, you know, because they didn't give us much. It was disappointing to watch. I was upset a little bit at the effort I saw tonight. This was more of, once again, just this is everything we've been talking about. That's why when people are still talking about trying to think there's anything redeemable about anything on this regime, there's nothing redeemable about it. It all has to go. It is a failure. It's trickling down on the players, obviously, and it's affecting the players, and it's a complete failure. That's too long. I can't wait that long. I'm gonna be too damn old by then. I can't wait that long. I ain't, I, I need something now. I'll be damn near 60 by then. So look, just let's get through this last 4 games. We got 4 games left. Minnesota, Washington, Dallas, and somebody else. Let's just get through the remaining rest of this schedule, man, and you know, get to the off season, man. Oh yeah, Vegas. Thank you. The Raiders. Yeah, those guys. At this point, not even sure we can beat them. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. No mess, no nets, no jets, my guy, man. You always ride with me, bro. And I definitely appreciate you, man. I definitely appreciate you hanging with me tonight, late night after this Giants game, another Giants L. And maybe we'll get another one this season. Maybe we won't. At this point, it does nothing for us. But like I said, I definitely appreciate you coming through and kicking it with me for a little while tonight. And make sure y'all tune in on Wednesday with myself and Adam Costas for another edition of the Real Deal NFC Roundup. but we're gonna dig into this game and all the rest of the NFC East action over the course of this Thanksgiving weekend, man. And make sure y'all like, subscribe, and ring that bell, man, so y'all know when I'm pushing out more content, man. I really appreciate all the support y'all been giving me, and just continuing to help my channel continue to grow and build, man. And definitely appreciate all the support, guys. So once again, tune in Wednesday to the Real Deal NFC East Roundup at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And make sure y'all subscribe to my channel at MacDaGiantsFan. It's y'all boy MacDaGiantsFan, man. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants Fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants Fan. That's MacDa Giants Fan.